Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going. Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
We're happy we're back, but we're sick. We're both sick. We're like in sync with our sickness across the world.
Yeah.
Not just menstrual cycles, it's sickness too. Yep. As Jill mutes to cough and I get ready for the next mute to cough, we'll just tag team for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with highs and lows while you get some water.
We're
and
good.
Then you can go from there. Yep. Okay. Obviously, my low is sickness. This strain of flu that's currently going around here is the pits. I've had people I know and then friends of friends who've had it, and it is, it's literally floor fluttering. So what I've experienced is it gets mainly to nighttime, and then you just get the shakes and the fever, and you're freezing cold, even though it might be 30, 40 degrees. You're absolutely freezing. No matter how many blankets you put on, you're still freezing cold and shaking. And then 2 hours later, you'll be steaming hot and can't cool down. It's just high fevers, shakes, and then just feeling absolutely like your whole body is like glue or cement and just can't move much at all.
Oh my God.
And then the cough on top of it. So every time I lay down, I just cough and cough and cough. And 4 babies, I'm just literally wearing pads at the moment because I'm just like I'll cough so much, and then the kids will be all needing me, and I'm like, yep, I need to go to the toilet constantly and change constantly because I've just coughed and coughed so hard. So, yeah. Yep. High is actually just the simple task of recording with you. Thank you, Jill. It's just, it really does mean the world.
Yeah. My goodness.
It's a huge high today. I've been looking forward to it for weeks.
Yep. So glad. Yeah, because we missed recording last week because
sickness
of my low.
Let's dive in.
Yeah, so my low is sickness also because that started last week while I was camping for my birthday weekend and has not improved because allergies are just rampant here right now. The pollen is ridiculous, and it started as an allergic reaction to the pollen from being in the elements, and then all of a sudden, like within hours, felt like turned into a viral infection and then a bacterial infection while still having an allergic reaction to the pollen at the same time. So like, how can I be any sicker than this right now? My face is puffy, itchy. Like I can't feel my face in some parts. My teeth feel like they're gonna fall out because of the sinus pressure in my maxilla. Like, it's the worst allergic reaction I've had to pollen in my entire life, it feels like. But we're making it through. And I don't know how you're doing it with sick children on top of your flu stuff, because Declan luckily is only just now complaining of an earache. So we're heading to the doctor right after we hit and record today to get him checked out. God.
Part of what we also wanted to talk about, because like there's still life and mess that happens on top of being sick. And when you can hardly get out of bed but you still have to, because I've also got 3 out of 4 children who are sick as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
And
they're off school, off daycare, which gives me no breath, no break. Right now, it's only temporary. Okay, like this will not last forever.
yes, we understand.
However, it's sort of really
But when it's
hard.
right there in our faces and we're living it, it doesn't feel temporary.
Mhm.
It
No.
feels hard. And, like
And
my high
so much mess. Mess.
yeah,
Sorry,
but my high
just
was like Bobby was really helpful while I took some time off from work to recover last week, and I was so impressed by him for what he's done to be helpful. Um, he really stepped up, and I'm thinking about it before we even got together today, Linda, as we're recording. Like, I'm so grateful that I have a partner that finally is stepping up to do things. Because if this wasn't this year, I don't think I would have gotten the same kind of help that I did this week. He is getting better at a lot of the partner stuff, but I mean, right now, Linda, you're alone, and I'm like, all I can think of is how do single parents manage to survive themselves and their children when there's these sicknesses in their households, and everybody like I was bedridden for 2 days, and if I didn't have my husband, how would I have done that? And I know I would have just sucked it up and done it, because what other option is there? So I'm completely in awe of you, Linda,
so
in getting shit done because you
to
have no other
determine
option.
surviving, just like you just said, how do we survive? Well, we're alive.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think we survive necessarily. Like,
Because we're still alive,
it's
we're not surviving.
I don't think I'm really surviving very well, because there's look, we were talking about this just quickly before we hit record, and there's literally mess on top of mess on top of mess on top of mess.
Yeah.
Like we already moved back in to a really disjointed, discombobulated, everything thrown everywhere house. Because I got sick, I didn't have the space or the room to then put much of that in order, because kids were also sick. So
Yeah.
I had a plan of coming back here for 3 days. I got about probably 4 hours in those 3 days. 2 of those hours, I literally called 2 friends and said, "Hey, help, quick."
Yeah.
And we emptied 2 rooms. We did the boys' bedrooms, emptied those 2 rooms in about an hour, and just put it all into one room, which is crazy.
Oh, man.
Got their beds pulled apart with everything we could find. Got their beds pulled apart, their beds put in, and that was it. That was what we could do in 2 hours, and that was huge. But then I literally collapsed and had to sleep for
Yeah.
so yeah. And then the other 2 hours was just sorting out what was where and sort of going, "Oh my God, where do I start?" But it is, I'm not gonna lie, it is so hard. So hard. But I've also been doing it on my own for so long. I don't know any different.
Right.
So this is hard right now in a different way. But it was also harder in the past with somebody else co-inhabiting the house who
Yeah.
was not contributing actually at all, on purpose. So I'm not doing anything differently now. I'm just, some days I have to literally have myself on bare minimum. And by bare minimum, I mean the next morning I get up and there's still breakfast food on the table.
Yeah.
From 24 hours ago. And that's disgusting. That's probably very unhygienic, but that is literally the bare minimum sometimes you have to do when you're sick.
Definitely.
My sister would have an absolute panic attack, maybe. I don't know. But it's literally, you have to literally go,
What
that
are your
wasn't great,
priorities? What
but
is the
I
priority for this hour? Is it to get the dishes done, or is it to actually physically
keep
rest?
alive.
Yeah, like, is it to put this fire out over here with this child, or to
Mhm,
go ahead and empty the dishwasher? You know,
mhm,
I don't know. I'm choosing a cuddle to make sure my son feels better if he's battling a fever over
mhm,
cleaning up last night's dinner so I can make dinner tonight. I rather just say screw it and find something that can I pop in the microwave just to have something that
mhm.
will refuel me for a few minutes. Like
Yep.
what is the priority in that moment?
Mhm,
And yeah, I'm gonna choose my
mhm,
child or my own sleep over cleaning the dishes because that's what I
mhm,
did too.
mhm.
I
But
mean,
at the
yeah,
same time, I also see how that creates extra stress.
sure. Because
It
then when you're
actually
trying to
does.
rest, I shouldn't be resting. I could just take 5 minutes and fill the dishwasher and then come back to rest. But
Sure, but it's not about not resting. It's also about when you are starting to feel a bit better, there's a whole heap of catch up to do. So
yeah.
you're not you're not on bare minimum anymore, but you're still on overwhelm
Uh-huh.
because you
I mean,
haven't just got your daily tasks anymore. You're catching up daily tasks from. I've
3
been
days
sick.
ago,
sick. I've
however
had
long.
I've had sick kids for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
We've literally
That
had one had it for a week, and then another had it for a week, and then another one did, and then,
on yeah.
yeah.
On top of the mess that we're cleaning up on now and trying
Mhm,
to, backtrack on our brain fog. Like me,
mhm,
Linda, we
mhm,
were talking before we even hit record, like, I can't figure out where was the last place I left off for
mhm,
the important things that I need to keep track of. Like, my brain is just like, that's the last 2 weeks don't exist. Wherever I left off is, "Oh, well, I'm drawing a line in the sand and starting over because I don't remember. I can't collect
mhm,
myself to even figure it out." Whatever is in
yep,
front of me is what I can focus on, but whatever was in my mind from 2 weeks ago, I think that's just gone.
mm,
The brain fog is
but
so real from this sickness.
because of that, you can't even do your usual system of, like, "Okay, I'll just tournament quickly because
Yeah.
there's nothing to start from."
No.
You're like, "Tournament what? It's just fog." Like, can't even find the headlights.
We were
Like,
talking about, tackling the mess and starting in a corner. Like,
mm,
this is
mhm,
what our friend Kim White had taught me was, um, you find a corner in a room, and that's where you're gonna start with. Once you finish
mhm,
that corner, you move on to the next one if you can. Sometimes you find yourself you've done the whole room because you started with just one little corner. But then Linda, you asked me, like, can you do that in your mind to get back, like, to where we started from? But I don't know, like, there corners in my mind to start from?
and what happens when you go to a corner and then you're pulled away from that corner
Uh-huh. Yeah.
possibly at least 20 times in an hour?
And does that corner get messy again while you're not looking?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
kids.
Suddenly
Under
the kids are like, "Oh, there's a box of things mum was gonna put away here."
I'm like, "Oh, you touched that? I'm gonna go touch it now."
Mm.
Thanks for finding that toy for me that I knew
Mhm,
was here, but didn't
mhm.
know was here.
And so it's literally that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I've got I've tried so many different things of like, right, I'll just put this stuff away. While I'm putting it away, another 50 things get dragged out because it is a mess right now, because bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So things
Yep.
aren't put away and things are getting pulled out that normally I'd be like, let's redirect to something else
Yeah.
and play another game. Then, yeah. So it's, yeah. And sitting on the couch directing people to tidy up just
Does not work.
doesn't work for your 2-year-old.
Nope.
Or if,
I think I get more frustrated. Put it in the basket. No, not that basket. The other basket. No, to your right, Tekla. No, to your other right.
fine, I'm getting up off the couch.
I'll just do it myself. Just leave it
No,
on the floor.
or at the moment it's like, fine, I'm getting up off the couch. Then I'm like sit there, I'm like, in my mind, I'm really
Mommy.
trying to get off the couch and I can't get off the couch. And you're like, you said you were getting off the couch. And so now we're running around again and pulling out more things again.
Mine's just
Literally got to
screaming
sit
at me.
there.
Let's go. Where are you? Are you coming?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Give me a minute.
To get off the couch requires all my brain power.
And then
And
maybe
my
a few
energy.
tissues on the way to clear things out.
Mm-hmm. By which time there's just more mess.
Yep. Always. In a new spot too.
Tonight I did put the cleanup song on, and Sigrid actually really loves that song, and she did actually put all the magnets back on the fridge. She picked up all her socks and knickers that she got up out of the drawer and put them away. She took dishes off the table, and then Quinn did so much. Like he did heaps and heaps in that 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Oh my gosh,
And
I
so I
love
put
it.
the song on again. And
Sometimes
then
it
they
works.
did more.
Yeah.
That song, it's literally, that is part of our system that does work, and I'll keep using it as long as I can.
Yeah. Ours is the garbage bag. If things aren't cleaned up off the floor by a certain time, it goes in the garbage bag and gets donated to other kids. If he doesn't want to lose that stuff, it needs to be put up. And so I clean up like the dog toys, because those are not his responsibility. They're really the dog's responsibility, but we haven't trained her to put her own stuff away. So I'll clean up after the dog while he cleans up after himself, and we're cleaning the same space, so it feels like we're working together to do that. But then I time's up and I go through, all right, is this going in the black bag? And then he runs one last time and cleans up everything else that's been left.
Okay. Yeah. Does anything end up in the black bag?
Sometimes. But if there's something he really wants afterwards to like go do, like if he wants, it's unfortunately sometimes uses a reward system because he'll want ice cream, but we can't clean up. We have to clean up until you can get dessert, because usually right after dessert is bedtime. So let's clean up. So that is usually a good enforcer for him.
The garbage bag can't work for us because it's had too much fear around it.
Yeah.
So I've had to try and find other ways.
Hey, the song works.
The song works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it means it's just like right now the floor is clear at least.
Yes. And that's all I ever want. It's the floor where I don't trip on something.
And I can vacuum up some food tonight. Once I can muster the energy. One thing that has been helping me quite a lot, and I think you mentioned this too, is just I've got paper bags at the moment, which I've just labelled garage, because there seems to be a lot of things just to take to the garage. Garage, put it away, just gathering things to put away, things to
Things that have
donate,
a home, yeah. Oh,
things that
yeah.
have things I
Donate.
want to keep but don't have a particular place to live or have a home yet.
Yeah.
So just things I can't put away easily without some brain thought.
Yep.
And those paper bags I can usually get on the top bench for a while without Sigrid reaching them. So
Yeah.
generally they can work for a little while until she gets onto it and then wants to drag them off because she is tall enough to reach the bottoms of the bag and then pull them down on top of her. So
Yeah,
if
we
I'm
do
not
the same
paying
thing.
attention, yeah.
The bin system is working for us, and, these are the things that don't belong in this room, and these are the
Mhm.
things that are garbage and whatever else, and then, we start with one room, put all the things that don't belong in the room in the bin, throw all the garbage
Yeah.
in the bin, and then once everything's picked up, I take that one bin that needs to go into a different room with me to go pick up the other room, and I put it all away while I'm picking up the things that don't belong in that room.
It's just things you forget though.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I know this, this works. People listening might even know this works. But like you said, when you're in brain fog or you're sick or you're on bare minimum, it's remembering some of the systems.
Yeah. And I like how you even said, Linda, that you won't put the stuff away right away, because that
Mm,
happened to me. Like I had a bin sitting in the living room just of all the things that didn't belong in the living room for almost 2 weeks. But then right before we went camping, because I needed to clean up, that's when I had the
mm,
energy and the mind focus to be like, okay, let's just put all this stuff away where it needs to be right now.
mm,
But I
mm,
didn't have that energy or clarity for a couple days,
mm,
weeks beforehand. So it just kind of sat there, which was fine. It wasn't stuff anyone was really needing.
mm. Yeah, I have a 2-year-old though
I know.
as well.
Well, Declan definitely went
So,
through it and
yeah.
had to get some things out of it. I'm like, can you stop, please?
Yeah. I
Just put it
think
back.
I could do that though, just make sure I didn't have it in reach of her.
Yeah.
And then maybe, okay, the cleanup song's on. We're going to go through this bin together.
And find out how everything goes.
Right. We know that goes in Quinn's room, that goes in Josh's room. Or even if I just sat there and handed them
And
things I
scavenger
know
hunt
from
kind of thing. Find the room
right.
that this belongs in, and here's
Yeah.
your item. Making a
Yeah.
game out of it helps. I give
Mm,
Declan steps. I'm like, step 1 is pick up all of your clothes, put them in the hamper. Step 2 is pick up
mm,
anything this color or that belong in this bin. That seems to work by giving him like steps and only focusing on the first thing instead of
micro.
the whole task at hand. Jeez. Well, look at us
Yeah.
figuring out what works for us while we're still not feeling well
Mm-hmm.
and not
I
doing them
know.
just yet. So off to go get some more rest before we implement our systems yet again.
I know. And putting it into action does
Oh,
almost feel easier after at least chatting together and airing some of our
yes.
moments and also the happy moments and the successful bits in there too. But
Yeah,
yeah, it, we can do it.
we can. And so can our
Hmm.
kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
They
can.
can.
They will. They are doing it
Yes.
as well right now. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
Thank
Linda.
you.
And I hope that you listening have some I don't know,
I hope you're
encouragement.
not sick. I hope
Yeah.
you're not sick, actually.
Hope you're not sick. And if you are,
Mhm.
hopefully this is some encouragement. 1, to leave the mess till you're feeling better. 2, take it corner by corner and basket by basket.
Bare
Yeah.
minimum is okay.
Yes.
Food and breakfast from the day before is okay. Nobody will die.
Nobody. Yep.
This is, yep. This is not, does not require you to call emergency. It will be okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So until next week.
we hope you can unstuck your muck.
Oh, yes, and unstuck your sickness too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.